All right, I think we are live. If I could get a thumbs up from you guys, if you can see and hear me okay. You'll notice I'm in a different location again. I know last time I was in an Airbnb because they were doing a lot of construction on the outside of my place, super noisy. So today we're out here in the suburbs. So room to spread out, and there's a pool out there, so it's fun. So anyway, yeah, where's everybody coming in from today? Let's go ahead and give some shout outs. Looks like we've got urankwell.ca, we've got Zvi Twersky, we've got Ross Ma, got San Francisco, I'm seeing Bay Area, from Courier Guy Greg. Let's see, Isla Mujeres, Mexico. That sounds awesome. I wish I was there. San Diego, Austin, Texas. I was there fairly recently. Cool. Well, welcome everybody. Let's just get, Corona's got Zvi stuck in Israel right now. I hope everyone's doing okay with all this stuff. I know in Illinois we got kind of hit again with a new round, and a lot of other places as well. So hopefully where you guys are, you're doing all right. But anyway, let's go ahead and get on with this. So I think what you guys been putting in your URLs into the chat? And Floyd, I've got a new project manager / community manager for now, Floyden. So everybody welcome her. She's in the chat. It looks like it's me, but it's her. So she's going to be the one popping in your URLs into my document here. So do we have anybody's URLs yet? I'm not seeing any yet. Let's see, we've got urankwell.ca saying, I've tried to implement a lot of your tips and advice, and I'm curious what you think. I would love to tell you what I think, but I'm not seeing your address, so pop that in the chat, please. All right, so we've got from Daniel Broen. He says, morning, Wes. I provide dog training services and service dog training, looking to increase my online presence and customer base. Yeah, cool. So yeah, would love to see your website address in there. His address is in his name. Let's see. Okay. So we've got from Marla Martinez, we have, I guess, is it giving you a problem with putting in actual web addresses? Is that the problem here? Because if I have to type these in, it's going to be a little more difficult. Sorry guys, this is the first time we're doing this type of format, so bear with me if it ends up being kind of a challenge. Let's see here. So yeah, Floyd, and if you can please make sure you're putting in the actual URLs in the document, that way I can just click through. Otherwise, it's going to be really tricky trying to do this, and it's going to take a while. But let's go ahead and do Isla Mujeres.com. I think I'm pronouncing that right, hopefully. So I'm going to go ahead and get this up, and when it's up, I will share my screen with you guys. The way this is going to work is basically I am going to bring up your websites that I've never seen before and just give my first impressions. What can be improved for conversions? Is it clear what you do? That kind of thing. So go ahead and put it in the chat, your web address, as well as any specifics you want me to address on the site. And if you want me to go over a particular page on your site, obviously link to that. So I'm getting an internal error here with ilamujeres.com. It says server connection terminated. So I'm not able to bring that one up. If we can get that one working, I can do it. Okay. Dan Guitar Session. Hi Wes, here's a gypsy guitar lesson website. Okay, so we've got guitarsession.net. Okay, so I'm going to get back to yours in a second, Marla. I'm just going to get to this one first, okay? Sorry, this feels, we're working things out. We're figuring it out on the fly here, so we should have a better situation here in a second. All right, we've got this one loading up. I'm going to go ahead and change my view here. Okay, so here we are on guitarsession.net. I'm going to go ahead and accept the cookies there. All right, so what is the question? Let's see exactly what you're looking for here. A gypsy guitar lesson website if you want to have a look. Okay. Okay, so we've got video lessons to learn Gypsy Jazz. Learn Gypsy Jazz, the guitar session. You'll find here video lessons to learn the jazz and Gypsy Jazz technique. Okay, there's a few things I'm seeing already. There's definitely a few typos here. So you just want to make sure, it's saying, I think this is supposed to be studying great song. So just make sure you've gone through that step. That's kind of the bare minimum of just making sure your words are spelled correctly. So few things here. Remember, I talk on my channel all the time about how important the hero section is. So what we need here is really clarity on exactly what you do, which I kind of get. Video lessons to learn Gypsy Jazz. My question, I guess, is do people know what Gypsy Jazz is right out of the gate? I don't know what that is, but then again, I'm not a musician. So maybe your ideal customers already know exactly what it is. If not, there needs to be some piece up front letting them know what it is and why they would want to learn that. And here, this is very long. What I like to see is a headline, which, it's a very utilitarian headline. I'll give it that. Like we know what you do, but it's very just bare bones. It doesn't really say your benefit or the reason why learning with you is better. So I would challenge you to think of that piece as well. And then you'll find what I like to see here is not so much a list of all the stuff, right? Like that can come a little further down. So right here, I think we just need to know, all we need to know is what people can expect on your site, what exactly you do, why that matters, and what they need to do to get the ball rolling, which is usually in a call to action button. So I'm still not quite sure. I can kind of tell when I'm saying all courses and video lessons, this is going to be basically learning online. So we need to have that button that lets them sign up right away. And then learn Laga 10, complete lesson. And the other thing is we probably want this to be a little further down, and we probably want it to not be basically a thumbnail that has all this writing on it, because we've got a lot of writing competing with each other now. So if this is just a photo of you right here, and then this would open up and we'd learn this during watching the video, that would be more ideal. So I guess these are individual lessons. I would definitely think I would want to learn. I'm not going to spend too much more time on this site, but I think what I want here is kind of an overview of what Gypsy Jazz is, maybe a brief history of it, and maybe a little sample of what it sounds like, and then go into make sure it's very clear that these are all your different offerings. I can kind of piece that together, but anytime you make anything not super crystal clear right away, it's a missed opportunity. And then it looks like we've got kind of FAQs and then more mini lessons. So I think a little bit of organization could go a long way here. Keeping all the lessons together, maybe letting people search, and then FAQs would be in a different place. Loop and slow down, transcription and videos, transcription and high quality. Okay, so these are your benefits, which is great. I love to see that. Cool. And then your instructor, great. All right, this is really good work. I mean, I just think there's those little things that you can definitely do to make things work even better for you. And I hope that was helpful. And I do want to really preface this by saying, guys, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I'm not here to insult anyone's website. I'm just here to give my first impressions of what I'm seeing that I know can help you do even better. So keep that in mind. All right, so let's get to the next one here. I'll go back to Marla Martinez. All right, so let's see, I'm just gonna go ahead and I don't have any actual notes here, so I guess it's just for me to look at in general. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch my view back. Okay. So why just have dinner when you can have dinnertainment? It's more than just a meal, it's a memory. I love that. Private chef and catering service in your vacation rental. That's great, I love this. And I don't know if it's just me and my slow connection here, but it took a little bit for that to load. So I would just want you to make sure on your end that this picture is not too big to where it's taking a long time to load, but it might just be me. So, okay, one thing here, several things actually. So there's a lot happening up here. We've got dinnertainment, and then we've got like a tagline above it, and then a tagline below it. That's a lot. Okay, I would not do that in this section. You can have that those statements other places on the site, and you have it here. So I wouldn't keep it up here. It just feels busy. Other than that, this feels what I would do. Okay, so it looks like you've got this headline left justified and then this right justified. That feels very chaotic, especially when the image is already pretty busy. I like the image, it sells the idea. So I wouldn't get rid of that. I would just make this all centered, and I think that's gonna take care of a lot of that problem for you. All right, but I get it, I get what you do, and I love it. I think it's a fantastic idea. And then you've got your services, it looks like, okay. That's great. One thing, this is a nitpick thing, just as the designer eye in me, you're going to want a little bit more padding within this, because like right now, again, I'm going to use the word chaotic a lot, I think, today. It's a major stumbling block I see in a lot of websites, particularly when people do them themselves. There's just a lot of little things that can overwhelm your viewers. So one thing to combat that, make sure there's more padding between the edge here, so it's not all the way right up to the edge. That's going to make it feel better right away. Okay, cool. Classes, pre-stock the villa. Okay, oh, so we're still on, these are still services, okay. All right, love it. And then we get to welcome, snacks waiting for you in your villa after a long travel day, taco bar. Yeah, okay. This is awesome because me and my friends actually go to a place in Puerto Vallarta every February, and we have a similar thing. Like, it comes with the house that we go to, but if it didn't, this would be a perfect service. Like, we'd love that. So, okay, now we get to testimonials. One thing I'm definitely missing here is images with the testimonials. Images go a long way towards selling the authenticity of a testimonial, and they just jazz it up, by the way, too, because like, right, the testimonial is so important, but you get to this section, everything else has been pretty like, colorful and images, and then you get here and it's like, it's just white. You want people to read this. So include a photo of the subject if you possibly can. And what I like to do is I like to just find one on their social media and then email them and say, hey, we found this image. Do you mind if we use it? That way they don't have to like take time out of their day to provide you with a photo, and it just goes a lot easier that way. So, all right, cool. So that is great. I do feel like we are missing benefits. We've got all your services here. I want to see the 3 reasons why you are the best choice, okay? That's super important to know why exactly I would want to choose you. And not only you may not even have any competition. This feels like a very specialized thing. But the competition is not doing this at all, cooking for yourself, right? So lay it out really crystal clear, like why they don't want to do that, why they want to hire you instead. So, and it's not just dinner, it's entertainment, right? So make it fun. Okay, great job here. Let's see what we got next. We have Prothesa, and we've got a rubber manufacturers and exporters. Kindly review our website on the basis on B2B business. Floyden, if you could just put the actual web address there. I don't know where I'm supposed to be going there. Okay, other than that, we've got Carla Thomas, carlathomasphoto.com. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. And then she goes on to say, I'd like to know first thoughts and generally, okay, would he do anything different to make sure it appeals to visitors? Let's go ahead and take a look. Switch back to view. All right. Ooh, this is beautiful. I like this, Carla. Okay, relaxed wedding photography for couples in love, creating timeless memories for people who love experiences over things. That's like a really nice sentiment. I like that. And I think most people tend to agree with that statement these days. So anytime you can say anything like that gets people shaking their head like, yes, I do value experiences over things. That's perfect. I love it. My only question is, do you find that people are going for black and white photos these days for their weddings? If so, perfect. If not, you might want to change it up to color. Okay, so I've been photographing weddings for over a decade now. With me, you won't miss a single part of your big day. More about me. Okay, I like this. I like that you've introduced yourself, but it's not indulgent. You've taken up a really little space to do it, and you basically give a really short statement about your experience and what makes you a good choice. You've been doing it for over a decade, so that's awesome. Okay, here we go. Sign up for stress-reducing wedding tips and freebies delivered to your inbox monthly. Okay, this is essentially a nicer way of saying sign up for our newsletter. Okay, so what works a lot better than this, because this is very vague. It's saying, do you want to learn things every month in your inbox? What works much better is if you have a specific thing right now, a lead magnet or a freebie that you can offer that promises to fulfill a very specific need. And then you put that there as a lead magnet, because people generally are not going to act on something vague that they don't know what it is. All right, so spell out what it is, you'll get way more email addresses, and then you'll still give them, and not, by the way, I wouldn't do monthly. I say you want to show up in people's inboxes every week. Once a week is the key. Otherwise, if it's once a month, they're not going to remember you from month to month, especially when people are at the stage where they're trying to plan out their wedding and they're trying to find their vendor. If they're probably, I don't know like how long people are looking for a wedding photographer. I bet they're making that decision, but by the time they start to finish, maybe within that first month they're doing it. So you want to have shown up in their inbox several times by then. All right, so then what to expect? The stories. Okay, I like that. So the stories, I'm assuming that might be testimonials. So that's great. And if it is, I might say something like, more like the happy couples we've helped, or I don't know, something like that, that really kind of, because what it is right now, it's a little vague, right? It's kind of clever versus telling people exactly what they're going to get. So just be careful about that. Clarity beats clever every day of the week. Pricing and availability, awesome. I love. Okay, so my question is, do you actually show your pricing? Because I highly recommend that you do, even if it's ballpark ranges. Because what you're doing here is you're basically asking them to commit to talking to you before they have any idea what you charge. And I love showing my prices more or less up front for several reasons, because I get to weed out people that can't afford me. And the people who can afford you at that point, now they're much more interested, because they're like, okay, this is in my wheel, this is in my budget, all the more perfect, right? So I would definitely recommend showing at least something there. Wow, stunning, your work is absolutely, oh, wow, your work is absolutely stunning. Great, I love that. What I might do is I would maybe make this into a little carousel and just kind of have a few of these, like maybe 3 of these cards swiping through. So it's great to have testimonials, and like one can be good, but it's always also good to show that you've got some numbers in your favor too. So I like 3. I think that's a magic number. And then each one of these I assume would go through to like a portfolio for their specific photo shoot. Okay, blog, perfect. And then we've got the Instagram here. This is okay, so I'm glad we're seeing the Instagram here. I don't mind it in your case, Carla, because you're a photographer. Even then, though, I don't think it's you always want to think of, hold on, I'm going to switch back to my view. You always want to think of social media, including Instagram, as drivers back to your website, not the other way around. You don't want people getting to your website and then seeing all those photos and saying, oh, I'm going to see more of her work. I'm going to go to her Instagram to do that. You want to keep them on your website with all of those photos there. So I'd be really careful with including any kind of a widget that's designed to do that. So even in your case, I would probably keep people on your website, and certainly for other businesses who don't rely on photos as much, do not ever send them back to your Instagram. It works the other way around. Good job, Carlo. This site looks amazing. So kudos. All right. Let me see if there's anything back here that I've missed that I skipped over before. Okay. All right, so we got Tony Scott. Let's go ahead and check out Tony Tanner Scott's site here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and hopefully anyone watching this who I'm not reviewing your site specifically, you're at least seeing a lot of things that you may recognize on your site as being areas for improvement too. So, and this is taking a second to load. Not sure about this internet connection I'm on. Hopefully things will speed up here. Sorry about that. Not in my place this week. Valerie says, this is great stuff. Thanks, Valerie. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming to this. Valerie's one of my my paid students in my paid program. So thanks for showing up. Okay, here we go. Tony Tanner Scott. YouTube channel growth strategies. How perfect. Love it. Okay. Learn how to grow a successful YouTube channel to get a larger, more targeted audience and increase your income. Perfect. I know exactly what you do. One thing we're missing is that call to action, though. We always want that right here. And another thing, so this is in the right place up here, the call to action, the contact me. However, there's a few things I recommend here. First of all, I don't ever recommend contact me as a call to action. It's very soft, right? People don't know exactly what the purpose of the contact is. I would much rather see you do get a free consultation, get a free strategy call, something like that that's more tangible. Furthermore, I like that you've made it yellow, like it stands out against all these, but take it a step further and make the whole thing yellow. Like maybe in this case, this whole bar is blue, and then it stops right here, and then this rectangle is yellow or something, and that just pops it out even more. And then it would obviously say get free consultation, and then that would be repeated right here. But I love that I can see exactly what you do right up front. That's great. Oh, this is nice looking too. 6 ways to jumpstart your YouTube channel growth, my free guide to help you gain more views, subscribers, watch time, and income. Okay, cool, love it. Let's see. So my question, I guess, is what is your bigger plan here, Tony? Is it to get people to I get maybe you don't even work with clients. Now that I'm saying that, maybe it's more of a the model I've recently switched to, which is less client work and more just educational, video courses, that kind of thing. So if that's your end game, then this is really smart too, to get people on your email list, maybe into a webinar to where they can learn more. So like that. But if this is a secondary call to action or not your main one, you might want to drop that a little further down. I recommend to most service businesses, which is who I talk to most of the time, your first call to action is getting people, and Tony's saying, no, I do small group coaching and classes, okay. So what I like to do is, the primary call to action is getting them to get in, talk to you, whether it's a consultation, that kind of thing, to actually work with you. And then the secondary call to action is to get on your email list. And that's where something like this would come in. So, and if I do it that way, I like to put this at the bottom of every page, right? Okay. The hardest thing is waking up every morning and nothing has changed on your YouTube channel. This is great. It's that problem solution section, which I love, letting people know that you get their pain, which is really smart. If you know that a larger YouTube audience will result in more income for your business or brand, you've come to the right place. Okay, cool. 1-on-1, YouTube growth coaching, YouTube growth masterclass. Okay. I get what this is, and I get what this is. Wait, I'm not sure if I get what, okay. YouTube growth masterclass. I would assume this is like a webinar, and YouTube growth coaching. I'm not necessarily getting what this is in relation to this or this, Because for me, coaching is the same as one-on-one, or coaching could be the same as a masterclass. So I really want more clarity on what exactly this is. Is it group coaching, or what is it exactly? Okay, meet Tony. And this is perfect. I love when you're like a personal brand, like you are, like I am. It's great to introduce yourself a little further down the page. You make it very much about your client, and then and what they're going through and how you can help them. Then you get to you. That's a really smart way to do it. So this is really nice. This feels a little chaotic to me. I don't think you need this background image here. I think just make this that blue color, and it's gonna pop much more. Some of this text is a little hard to read against it. So, and we've already got the picture of you, so I would just simplify. Client love, so yeah, this is testimonials. Again, I would really encourage you to have an image of the person. It just helps it stand out more. So, but Tony, beautifully done website. We're getting some good websites today. Like, you guys are knocking it out of the park. So great job. All right, who do we have next? Let's see what we got here. And let me know if you guys are enjoying this too. If like I'm planning on making this so every month I do like a live Q&A. So what I'm planning on now is switching it back and forth. So 1 month will be a live Q&A. The next month will be something more like I think we lost our. There we go. All right, cool. Then every other month would be something more like this, like a live website review thing. So let me know in the chat if you guys are enjoying it or not. Okay, so the next one is from Zvi Twersky. So let's go ahead and check this one out. And I will switch my view back. All right, CBD oil for dogs. And I think my dog could definitely use some of that. I've had to lock the dogs up for this because out here where we are, there's just like cars drive by and they go nuts. So hopefully we don't get a vocal appearance by them anytime soon. All right, is your pet behaving the way you want? Is your dog or cat in pain? Okay, so one thing right now, I don't think I did anything to trigger this pop-up. Maybe I did. I'm wondering if maybe I did you'll know this if you have this set to an exit pop-up, which would be when you are backing up, that's when it pops up. That's the way I like to see these. What I wouldn't want to see is this just popping up as soon as someone gets to your site, okay? And while we're here, let's take a look at what the offer is. We're so confident your pet will benefit from cryo hemp that we'd like to present you with a discount of 50% off the original price. Okay, that's a hefty discount, and that's up to you if you want to offer something like that. I normally see something more like 10 to 20% off with an exit pop-up. That's up to you, whatever you want to offer. It is aggressive. Okay, so let's get back to the site. Is your pet behaving the way you want? Is your dog or cat in pain? Okay, so this to me is a little, it's a little much. I get it's kind of cool, and I've seen it before for sure. What you can do is, I think this might be done with Elementor. You can do something where the text itself just kind of changes out all at once rather than the typing. I think the typing it out is what's kind of feeling a little annoying to me. So imagine a life of for you and your furry friend. Get full spectrum CBD, 100% natural and domestically grown, great for pets of all ages. Okay, so I like it. I know what you're doing. I know what the deal is here. I just think we have too much information, and this is not helping. So I would want you to really pare this down, come up with the best message. And do you want both of these messages? Because they're both very different messages, by the way. Behavior versus pain management are two very different things. So what I might say to you, if it's 50-50 down the middle of what people come to use this product for, then maybe keep this. But if it's like 80%, it's like pain management, you might do that. And you might have a section on the page somewhere else that says It's also for behavioral issues as well. But you've got the call to action, which is great. One thing here I'm confused about, I still don't really know exactly I thought these are like butterflies around the dog or something. I would really be careful of the images you use because you don't want anything that feels confusing. Like I'm still confused by this. I do see some kind of a package here, but it's like way off to the side. So I would probably not use any kind of packaging over here. I would just use a nice hero shot of a well-behaved, calm dog in the background. Something that feels like a more because right now this feels like a stock image. Just get a picture of like a person with their dog and their dog's just kind of laying there chilling out, right? I think it's going to be more relatable to the average person. Okay, so we've got all of these things, organic, non-GMO. Okay, I have no problem with these being here as long as you think these are the most important things that people are worried about. Do you think that the average person is super concerned with the organic nature or the Made in the USA label, or do they just kind of want their pet to be out of pain? That's only you can answer that. If this stuff is super duper important, then keep it up top. If not, you might want to drop it down around where the testimonials would go, which is right here. So we're definitely missing a piece before. So the testimonials should come after we already know about the product, what the benefits are, what exactly it does, what the uses are, that kind of stuff. Then testimonials are more like further down the funnel, like, okay, we know what it is, we know what it does. Now we want to see what people have to say about it. Does that make sense? So I would definitely switch up the order there. Limited time only. Get a $100 video photo montage of your pet free. Okay. I'm not sure about that. Like, it's kind of a cool thing, but it doesn't have a whole lot of overlap with your services, right? So if this is meant to be your lead magnet, I think there's work to be done here in terms of making it more in line with what you actually offer. It can be some kind of a pain management guide, 5 easy steps to eliminating pain naturally, or if it's more about behavior issues, 5 easy steps to make sure your pet is behaved in all situations, do it yourself kind of thing. So this definitely does not fall in line. It's pet related, but it's not really, in terms of what it is you're selling. So, and we got a comment from David. I still have no idea what they sell. So I kind of get it. It was mentioned up top, like CBD, and I actually got it. I kind of cheated because I saw it up here. So that's a good point, David. Yeah, I actually my opinion was colored because I saw this load first before anything else did. And actually, I don't know if you guys are seeing that. I think it's cut off in the view here, but it says #1 CBD oil for dogs up top here. So yeah, that's a good note. We definitely want that to pop up in the hero section. Okay, I probably have to move on from this one, but I think I've given you enough to kind of go on for now. All right, so let's see what we got next. We've got from Troy Casanova. Hey, Troy. All right. Intentional patterns. Okay, one thing I will say, and I don't know how much you can really change this at this point, Troy, but your URL is going to be a challenge getting people to remember. It's intentional patterns with another S, atx.com. So if you're to a point where you can maybe change that, I might think about that, or maybe at least getting one and then redirecting this one to it for the future. Okay. Having said that, intentional patterns, more than a gym, a community that wants to see you succeed. While looking good and training hard is important. Okay, so right away, like that's kind of not a full statement, right? While looking good and training hard is important. That's not a full thought. So you probably don't want a period there. Intentional patterns focuses on, and then this word is misspelled as well. And yeah, so you've got some work to do here, Troy, just in terms of proofreading, proper recovery to increase your longevity and quality of life. Okay, so I pretty much get what you do, but it's looking like this background video suggesting kind of a CrossFit thing. So you definitely want to be very specific what kind of gym you are, right? So I'd say maybe more than a CrossFit gym, if that's in fact what you are. Try us for free. All right, so I think your average person might be a little confused by how by just giving you their name and email gets them free access. So what I would probably do is just center this and then have a button down here saying try us for free. That button would lead to a new page where it gives a little bit more context of fill this form out and we'll email you your free access or your free coupon code, or we'll be in touch with something, because otherwise I don't know exactly what's happening when I click that button. And people always need to know exactly what is going to happen when they click the button. All right, so we've got services we provide. Group. This is very small. I would probably, first of all, I would ask myself, is this Onnit Academy, is this something that means something to most people? It means nothing to me. But again, I'm not a CrossFitter. I'm a workout at my own pace kind of guy. So I don't know this world very much. But on it, if this really means something and if this is like a badge of honor, then keep it here. If not, it doesn't probably need to be here. Maybe drop it a little further down where the testimonials would go, and then make this text bigger so people can see exactly what the services are. Then we get. Sorry, the scrolling feels a little off here. Okay, group classes, sports-specific training, personal training. So these are also services. So, okay, we want to rethink how we show this, because right here we have services we provide, and it's showing things here. Then we have another services we provide basically here. So rethink that, like make sure everything's kind of all in one place, all right? Then we've got, I would assume these are testimonials. Okay, so it looks, I don't know exactly what these are. These photos are kind of broken. Connect to make focus on breath. It feels like these are kind of like tweets that people have tweeted. Maybe it's just my slow connection again here, but yeah, this is, I don't know exactly what we're looking at here. So I'd be a little more intentional with that and just make sure that it's something that's really important. So rather than just a feed, I would make sure these are either testimonials or something like that. We don't necessarily need to know all your social feeds on your website. Again, we want to send people from your socials to your website, not the other way around. Okay. And this section feels kind of, there's just kind of some random photos here. And again, like I'm unfamiliar with this world. I don't know the world of like belonging to a gym where we take group photos together. Maybe these are all class-based. But I think what I'd be interested in if I'm joining a gym is like photos of the gym, seeing what equipment you have, all that kind of stuff. So again, I'm not your target customer, so take what I just said with a grain of salt and then join now. So again, you have to ask yourself, we need one call to action. Is it join now or is it try it for free? You really want to stick with one thing. Okay, we're on it certified, perfect. So that's where this would go. Then testimonials, cool. Questions, all right, cool. Hopefully that gives you enough to go on, but I mean, it's looking really good so far. I think we can just be a little more clear about what it is you do exactly. All right, moving right along, we've got Brad Greenmile, or sorry, just Brad for greenmile.co.uk. I love that we're getting people from all over the planet here. This is awesome. Okay, Greenmile Electrical. So dedicated to installing electric vehicle charging points throughout the greater Manchester area. Cool, I know exactly what you do. Well done. And this is the kind of service, by the way, where you don't necessarily have to talk about how much you're changing people's lives. people get it. It's a utilitarian kind of service. Does not mean it's not important, just means you're providing something that people already need. So being very clear is the best thing you can do. Okay, so a few things. If you want people to call you, if that's the call to action, these shouldn't be here. The call now should be here, or whatever version of that you want it to be. And it should not be green, because this is green. You want it to stand out. Even if it's a different shade of green, you really want it to be bold and stand out. I'd suggest like a purple, or even an orange and green is a tough one, but I tend to like purple with green. I think it looks pretty nice in modern, or even like in really bright blue would look good too. Okay, so here we've got, I feel like these are just kind of all things, like different features of what you do. I might drop that down a little further down, and I would rather see your like a little paragraph here of exactly what you provide and who you provide it to. Because the one question I have is, are you doing this at my house? Is this for businesses? Make sure and if it's for both, make sure you tell people that right away. And that should just go right here with a nice little photo here. And then I want to see benefits of working with you versus anybody else. Because otherwise, it's pretty utilitarian. And I would also want to know, if I'm doing this for the first time, if I just bought a Tesla and I'm getting this installed, I really want to know what this process is like. Like what can I expect? So I like to see like a 3 or 4 step process of step 1, step 2, step 3 of how this works. And I think that would be great. But other than that, the site looks really good, Brad. Yeah, just make sure it's a little clearer and you're good to go. All right. Short and sweet. Gotta love it. All right. So I can't promise we're going to get to everybody's today, guys, but I will try to get to as many as I possibly can here, all right? All right, we've got Christopher Andretta. Hey, Christopher. Let's load this one up. Tech connectivity expert. Okay. So we've got your company's telecom infrastructure, reliable, efficient, secure. Expert telecom planning to help you accomplish your enterprise communication projects. Okay, so a few things going on here, and Chris, only you will be able to answer this, and I understand this is a tech product. So your end customer is probably like the IT person in a company, and in that case, maybe this is perfect wording, right? But for everybody else, I see this all the time, where people use a lot of industry jargon. They use a lot of buzzwords that people don't really speak in. So the one obvious exception here is, like I just said, if you're catering to IT people who speak nerd on a daily basis, this might be just fine. But if not, I would always challenge you to come up with the more human way of saying anything. But I love this image. I love the color scheme. I think it pops. It looks really good. And the CTA is great as well. All right, need help starting a telecom project. Calling large telecom companies to get a project in motion can be frustrating. Okay, yeah, great problem solution section. This feels like an abrupt ending though, to be honest. I would definitely end with, because it's called the problem solution section. So what's the solution, right? I've helped over 500 companies get their telecom infrastructure dialed in. And then maybe another line, I can do the same for you, and maybe bold that or something. So it's like they're getting a sense of what the end story is, not just that you've helped other people before. It's like, where does that leave me, right? Okay, your project includes, okay, so this would be the benefit section, reliability. Okay, here's where we run into that issue of kind of cliche copywriting. So what I never like to see in a benefit is something like, oh, sorry, we got a phone here. Words like reliability or great customer service. These are things that everybody's going to say. I am sure every one of your competitors claims they're reliable. They actually probably also probably say maximum uptime, but to me, that's a better benefit. Instead of reliability, I would say maximum uptime. That's probably a better way of putting it. Customization. Find the right set of services for your company. Establish services that will make you most efficient without breaking the budget. I would say like customized for you, maybe something like that. And then the most secure solution. I don't know. It's good. These are just minor tweaks that I would make to that. The bit-by-bit process, great. This is what we were talking about on the last site about having that 4-step process, where the first one is always the call to action, book a free 30-minute project consultation, and the fourth is basically the end story benefit of, now you've got your tech all sorted, and now you can just sit back and relax, right? Great, love it. Okay. Cool, this is great. What I would say here, just a design thing, make sure there's more of a margin between these two columns, because right now, again, chaotic. It's touching, it shouldn't be touching. It should have about that much space between it right there. All right, and then we've got the, perfect. This looks really great. Like, this is a great use of images with the testimonials. And then this is another good thing. This is something I teach in my paid program, is to use the 5-star graphic, 5-star emojis with your testimonials. That helps sell it as a testimonial and, a 5-star one. So even if someone didn't necessarily leave 5 stars anywhere, the fact that they left a really good review, I tend to extrapolate that into a 5-star review. So it's a little bit of a cheat, but it's not really that bad to do. Okay, cool. This is looking really great, Chris. Nice job. Okay, and then we've got Jacqueline Heath, redrosebusiness.com. And then there's a bit of she's asking something here. Dual purpose directory site, so it's hard to find out how I should make it more efficient and user-friendly. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Pulling together in Pendle. I'm confused by that. Hold on. Honestly, I gotta tell you, I have no idea what that means. Is Pendle the name of a town? And if so, I don't know what pulling together means. So I'm gonna need a lot more clarity than that. We need to know exactly what you do, why it matters, and how people can take the next step, which I would imagine is submit a listing. And also, this is a good example of the kind of background image that I don't recommend using for a hero section, just kind of a big landscape. I like to use images of people, or unless your business is selling this plot of land, if you're a realtor for land, then maybe use it. That's the only time I would do it. And maybe that is what you do. Welcome to Red Rose Business, pulling together is pulling together in Pendle maybe the name of your business? You're welcome to list here for free if your local business is moving from your normal retail model. Okay. Or home delivery in order to, okay. So you start by saying you're welcome to list here for free. Okay, all I can really say here is we're going to need a lot more clarity about what it is you do. Before you tell people they're welcome to list here, I don't know what I'm listing here. Okay, so make sure that's extremely clear. Other than that, there's not a whole lot more I can tell you with this one, unfortunately. So if you want to go ahead and make those changes and then come back on our next one of these and I can take a look then, that's about all I can do. I'm sorry. Okay, next one is from Jerry Ward, golfidence.com. Love that. Wants to know my view on the layout. Okay. All right. Need to get a better internet connection for this next time. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we've got Golfidence. Sorry, guys. I know this is a little ridiculous. Okay, program your mind so you can play your best golf. Reduce stress, install confidence, and focus into every shot in just 4 easy videos. Okay, cool. So I assume then that you're selling a 4-part course. That's what I would assume based on this. Um, okay, a few things, just watch your spacing here. You've got a comma in the wrong place. And I would probably also, I love this image. I would do what you can though to make sure that the text is not overlapping with the ball. I can still read it, so it's a minor gripe, but it still feels a little unintentional. So do what you can there, whether that's making sure that's all kind of up here and then the text is like more under here, but still showing in the above the fold. Okay, click here for the free video. Got it. Banish yips and pre-shot nerves. Okay, I'm not sure what yips are, but I guess it's maybe a, I think that just means stress. Okay. Money back guaranteed, no limits, confidence and focus, free course now, purchase full course. Okay, so usually when you're selling a full course, the better way to do this, because I have a course that I charge for, which teaches people how to go from nothing to a full client generating website, all the steps included. I don't generally sell the course on its own. Like I don't generally do a lot of talking about buy the course. I sell the webinar. I get people to get on the free webinar where they learn the basics and then it seamlessly transitions into selling them on the paid course, which is a better way to do it. So I would encourage you to do that and see. I bet your conversions would go up by like 5 times if you did it that way. Okay, so get your free video now. And I think this was kind of a timed thing. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and click out of that. Yeah, so I would really encourage you to look at the webinar model and really just sell that. Sell the free course, and then you get people, you sell the course on the back end of that. That's probably going to work out a lot better for you. Philosophy. So this is interesting. So I love when this is great for an About Us page as well. So the way I teach About Us pages is you want to talk about your philosophy. You want to talk about that thing you believe that most people would tend to agree with, right? But rather than just saying philosophy, instead of saying that, have a sentence here that says, I believe that golfing should be easy. I believe golfing should be stress-free. Whatever your philosophy actually is, distill that into one really short little soundbite, and that's your headline right there, okay? Install a new psychological mindset. What do we offer? And oh, by the way, I'm a little weirded out, and maybe that's the wrong phrase, but like the word install a new mindset feels like the wrong word to me. Maybe adopt a new psychological mindset. Install feels a little clinical. So maybe that's just me, but it feels a little like a disconnect. So maybe rethink that word. This looks really nice. I like these icons, and I like the gradient to them. It looks really nice. What do we offer? Our course, private consultation, group consultation. Perfect. Reviews, again, I would do photos with those, what you'll receive. Cool. Not sure if we need bullets and little hyphens next to it. I would just kind of go with the bullets maybe. And this is something I always teach. It's a little thing, but when I show people what they're going to get, I like to do little check marks rather than bullets. Like just check, you get this, you get this, you get this. It's just a little psychological hack. All right, cool. But it looks good. I think if you make those changes, you'll be in even better shape. All right. What's up next? So what time do we have here? It's 10:54. So I can go maybe about another 15 minutes or so. All right. So we've got Ecm Carpentry. Now, let's see. Let's go ahead and check out this one. And I will load up the next one while we're thinking about it so we don't have to wait. How about that? All right. Cool. So we've got Ecm Carpentry. We've got a nice beauty shot of a really nice kitchen there. Good work there. Okay, so that word chaotic comes to mind again a little bit though. What I would rather see, it looks really nice except that we've got all this text on top of an image, which doesn't read very well. What I would probably like to see, make this whole section, this photo section, make that a little taller. Make it come to about here. So we can really get a sense of that kitchen without being crowded with all the other stuff. Because you're selling a lifestyle here. You're selling the beauty of your work. Let it breathe. And then maybe have Let Your Dreams Come True as a headline. And then the subheadline would be clarity of how you make their dreams come true. We provide we provide beautiful custom construction for kitchens, bathrooms, blah blah blah, whatever that is, in the Wilmington, Delaware area. You don't need to have your address and all this stuff in the hero section. That's not the place for it. That can go in the footer. And and another thing, I don't ever recommend writing out your email address on a website because that's going to lead to a lot of spam. I recommend instead having a page where people can go and actually just fill out a form to email you that way. It's going to work out better with less spam. Okay, so let me get about us. I would rephrase that. Remember how I just said about that philosophy thing? Like, what's that statement you can make that we believe or we think that, like, either a I believe statement or a should or shouldn't statement. We believe that redoing your kitchen shouldn't tear your life apart or shouldn't be a hassle, whatever that is. And that's a much more compelling headline than about us, right? And then have that here. What I like to see in a section like this is a lot of text. When you write for the web, you want to have really short paragraphs. So you don't want a wall of text, which this kind of is. Have this be the text over here, broken up, and maybe break this up into 3 different paragraphs and have a really nice image of like one of your best kitchens over here. So you've got one up top, and then you've got another one in maybe a very different style underneath it. Because when people are coming to you, you're in one of those positions where people are really going to be judging the images, possibly even more so than the text in your case. So make full advantage of that. Okay, book your estimate today. And I wouldn't say email, I would, because again, it's a soft, that's basically like saying contact us. You want to say book your consultation, book your estimate, something like that. Kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Okay, again, a lot of text. I assume a lot of this has been written for SEO. So you want to really make sure that if you want to have SEO content on your homepage, that's fine. I like to keep everything that's meant more for people up top. And then if you want to have a section down at the very bottom that's much more text heavy, that's the place to do it. Where you have all that SEO stuff where, you know, people have already gotten what they need to determine if they want to work with you. And then the SEO stuff can happen underneath it. So I might do that. And definitely above that, you want like a portfolio section, before and afters, that kind of thing. That's really probably the number one thing people are looking for when they come to your site, I would imagine. All right, so now offering financing. Okay, that's probably going to be something people want. Again, chaotic. Okay, I don't know what these videos are for, right? I don't know what I'm going to learn when I watch them. Am I going to learn something, or am I going to, or are these more like advertisements for your business? So be very clear on what those are, and maybe they don't belong on the homepage. Okay, so we've got floor installation. Okay, these just feel kind of disjointed. Like I don't know if I'm looking at benefits or if I'm looking at different services. You want to make sure everything is very much in specific places. You have a services section where you say we do kitchens, bathrooms, I don't know, decks, whatever the other thing you do is. And then another section where it's your main 3 benefits. And then like summer special, that would be somewhere else, right? That would be its own section. Okay, cool. So I think I've given you enough to go on here to make a good progress. So now let's go to our next one, which was from, let me just give a shout out here. Oh, we actually don't have a name here. Okay, so we've got yourankwell.ca. Finally, affordable SEO and website design in Toronto that actually works. Cool. I help small business owners find and convert new customers with websites and SEO that actually, okay. I would just say you've already said that actually works. So say something new here. Affordable SEO and website design that actually works. And then here I help small business owners find and convert new customers through their websites, SEO and digital marketing, or if you do that, I don't know that you need to say in 2020, unless that's some kind of an SEO play. I think it's probably fine to drop that part. And nitpick here, a few nitpicks here. You probably want to redo this navigation in a way that doesn't swap out into two lines. So maybe think about what you can nest under other areas. So maybe you have a services tab where you have, web design and SEO underneath it, and then maybe another SEO thing underneath that. However you want to organize it. But I love that you have the free consult button up here. That's really good. Just how I teach it. And the other thing I said that was a nitpick is I might challenge you to find a better image in the background that feels less stock-like. There are really great stock images out there that don't feel posed. And this one just feels like I've seen it before, if I'm being honest. It's not a terrible photo, and it's certainly not that cheesy, but it feels like kind of been there, done that. So see what you can find that might feel a little fresher. And you're a student of mine. I can tell you've watched that video where it says basically, this is really a good thing to do. Let people know that doing the thing you want them to do, only takes a minute. It's really short. That can really increase conversions. Okay, finding the right SEO and web design company in Toronto isn't easy. Get the supports. I would say support, probably without the S, and results you need to succeed online. One-stop shop, locally based, more than rankings. Okay, so these are the benefits I'm imagining. So I would ask yourself, is this important to most people? If it is, then great. If you only work with people locally, then that's great. But if you work with people everywhere, and Toronto is just kind of a small piece of the action, then maybe come up with a different benefit. Does your website's current performance make you smile? It should. Cool, I like that. Okay, cool. Order a website audit. So I'm imagining maybe this is your lead magnet device, which people put in their website address and their email address, and then you've got them on your email list. I assume that's what that is, which is great. All right, cool. Testimonials. All right, affordable. Yeah, I like all this. One thing I'm missing here is a sense of you. And I see this a lot on like web designer websites and maybe it's on your about page. I'm just going to check that out really fast. One thing that is always missing on these is a sense of like who's behind the company. And while I do teach it's about the customer, not you, I do also want to know that you're a real person. And that helps. That's why I love seeing a video or like kind of just a shot of you introducing yourself kind of thing. And if that's missing, which it looks like it is, unless it's down here somewhere, I would definitely want to see that address on your homepage somewhere, or at least on the About Us page. This background photo should be you. Okay, that's the place to do that. Let people know that you're a real person that they can work with, because otherwise I don't trust you. Okay, cool. Next up, we have, and sorry, looking at the time here, I can go to 11:15, so about another 10 minutes. So let's keep going with, I'm just gonna try to pick out one that feels like, okay, I'll just go with this one, muscularmarketing.com, and I'll open up the next one as well. So we've got another one on deck. Yourmessage.life, running smarter. Okay, I'm just kind of judging this based on, okay, I'll just do the next one up. So if I don't get to yours today, I apologize. But so that just means next time you come to this one, you want to Next time you come to this, you want to get there early to put your domain in one of the first spots. All right. Oh, I like this color scheme. This is kind of bright and eye-catching. I don't know that this goes with it very well. I don't know. I feel like I love this colored background. I don't know how I feel about this, if I'm being honest. It kind of feels, and take this in the spirit it's intended. I'm not trying to step on any toes. It feels like kind of an amateur logo, if I'm being honest. And that might just have to do with the color. I feel like maybe if you made it just kind of um, a navy blue or a white, it might look a little better. Something about that brightness of the blue feels a little off to me. Okay, having said that, take your business. Okay, we're seeing that same thing I was seeing on that other one where it's, I'm sorry, it's a little annoying. It's a lot of movement happening, and I think most people are going to be annoyed by it because we've got this moving and that moving. So, but I'm just going to quickly see if I get what it is you do. Take your business to the next level. Take your business online. Take your business global to the next. Okay. I would maybe just simplify the message with something just is kind of all encompassing. Take your business to the next level through smart marketing, digital marketing solutions designed just for you, something like that. And then you can still have this moving if this isn't moving. All right. And then we've got a call to action button. Let's talk, which is basically it's just another version of contact us, if you ask me. So we want to switch that to like get a free consultation, something like that. And then that it's a red color. Make sure that red color is repeated whenever you use it. Okay. Our services. Okay. Website design, search engine, social media. Okay. Cool. Our working process. Okay. I think before we get to the process, I would want to see the benefits of working with you. I tend to put things in a very specific order on websites, and there's a reason for that. It's because you're giving people the information they need when they need it. The first, showing them everything you do is great, but then you want to show them what they get from you that's different or unique or better. Then you can get to this process. Meeting with the client. And by the way, meeting with the client, I would say meeting with you. We meet, you and me, face to face kind of thing. Meeting with the client, that verbiage puts a big barrier between you and the person reading the site, right? And then I would say this image does as well. I like the style of these illustrations. I actually like the style very much. And I have no problem with this being like here and there. But when it's only this, it definitely feels like that, like the last site that I talked about where I said I want to see an image of you somewhere. The reason we want to see an image of you and your team, or whoever it is because now I can put a face and I can see, oh, these are real people. Because people want to work with real people, right? They don't want to work with faceless corporations. And a site like this, where you're just using these illustrations and stuff, and you're using words like meeting with the client, it really feels like you're trying to be a big corporation. And I don't know that people want that. So only you can answer that if that's what they want, but I would bet they do not. Okay. Let's see what we got. Okay, and this is too many steps. If you're doing steps, I like to see no more than 4. I prefer 3 because the whole point of it is to make the process seem simple. And now when you start getting into 5 steps, now it doesn't seem simple anymore. It seems like a lot of stuff, right? Like, okay, so moving on from that, FAQs. I think, okay, FAQs is usually one of the last things I like to see on a page. I would definitely do testimonials before FAQs. Why choose? Okay, and definitely we've got, this should be one of the first things, like I said. And okay, so we've got 4 benefits. I usually say 3, but 4 is good if you want to do 4. So a few things. Some of these, I feel like these 3 icons match, and this one does not. Be careful of that. Always be careful if you're choosing icons that they feel like they're made by, that they're part of the same set. So and there's a little bit of this is too close to this. The text feels a little, I would rather see these be like in card form to where there's a little bit more separation of stuff. Certainly you want to make the more space between these. Otherwise it feels chaotic again. And so if these are benefits, I never say, I think using words like quality or customer service or reliability, I feel like it's a little bit of a, it falls into that cliche category again. Like no one's going to say our quality sucks, right? Of course, everyone's going to say our quality is good. So come up with something that's a little above and beyond that, right? And your quality will show in your portfolio section. So come up with something that you don't see everyone saying, and that means you're on the right track. All right, so let's see. We've got the next one up here, which is yourmessage.life. And this is going to be the last one we get to today, guys. Okay, so so I'm not sure, this feels like a mistake that this is up here. So definitely make sure that this is in the right spot. It says your message matters. Communication skills for building relationships. Okay, so I have a few questions. What kind of relationships? Or do you mean all kinds of relationships? I want to know. So whether that's, so I would say your message matters is a great headline. Then I'd say we help you build communication skills for building all relationships from personal to professional, or communication skills for building personal relationships, or just be specific about what it is. And then again, this feels a little like, it feels a little cheesy if I'm being honest, the image. It feels like she's kind of posed in a speaking way. There's definitely other images like this you can use that feel more organic, and I would just encourage you to use something like that. And I think I generally try to choose images where they're not in kind of a fake setting, like a backdrop. I try to get ones where they're a little more in a real life situation. It just helps it feel better. And then also, so obviously make sure this is all in this section down here, not up here, because it feels like it's a mistake that it's up here. And I like your call to action, that's good. Okay, bad communication can be fixed. All right, love it. That's the problem solution section. Improve your message, improve your desirability. I would challenge you to come up with a different way of saying that, because I had to think twice about it. It feels a little, again, a little jargony, right? I would just say, I don't know how I would, so these are your benefits. Okay, so understand yourself, communicate effectively, express yourself, build unity. All right, so I'm not exactly sure under the gun here what you should change this to, but I would think of a different way of saying it that sounds just more human to human. What you would say to someone at a party, okay? And and by the way, good job here. I like these images that all feel like they're cohesive. They feel more or less like they belong together. Because I see a lot of times when people are choosing like 3 or 4 photos, they look drastically different. So good job choosing those. And by the way, these are the kind of photos that I feel might work better in your hero. All right. 3 steps to a joyful relationship. All right. Schedule a consultation. We'll go over several solutions specific to your needs. Together we'll decide in the right direction. Okay, so I think step 2 is mostly this, like we'll decide in the right direction. I feel like that just should go, I feel like this can be skipped, and then just we'll decide in the right direction, and then here start communicating more effectively with everyone in your life, something like that. Okay. Changing the way you communicate can be difficult, but you don't want to continue living in disagreement and hurt feelings. Cool. All right, so this is that avoiding disaster section. Cool. Does it really work? Okay, I like that. Oh, interesting. Great. Okay, yeah, that's a nice thing to include here because yeah, anytime you can speak to actual. Um, Great. Another call to action here, and then we've got. Let's see. Sorry, it's having a hard time scrolling here. What you'll get with your message. I would just kind of focus on your layout here. There's like these. I can tell there's like these really dark. I don't know if you can even see it on the video, but right where my mouse is, there's like these really dark check marks. Those are not reading there. I might encourage you to kind of use a more appealing color back here. I feel like that dark green, I don't know. It's not my favorite color, but again, it's a personal judgment call. But you're basically saying everything you get, and that's good. All right. Very good. And they got the FAQs. Perfect. So guys, this has been fun. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. Hold on, let me get my camera back. Can we see over here? Looks a little wonky actually. Hold on. Let me try this again. But anyway, hope you guys had a good, got something good out of this. And I don't know, yeah, I don't know if this is still screwed up here, but I'm just gonna go back to this view then. All right. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for joining me, and join us again next month in August. I don't have the date in front of me, but we're doing another live Q&A thing where you can come to me with all your questions about your website, your digital marketing, anything like that you want my help with, and I'll be happy to help everybody out then. So until then, make it real and take action on everything we talked about here today. Bye for now, guys. Talk soon.